All right, I can see that quite a few of you are joining us tonight. That is awesome. I am crazy excited to share what I put together for you. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so we're excited about it. We put a lot of work into this, and we hope you like it. So that being said, let's rock and roll. If my clicker will, it worked earlier. There it goes. All right. My wife tells me I'm too loud. I will try to turn it down, but no promises because I get going. You guys know me. What we're going to talk about today, I need to move this around so I can see my screen a little better. There we go. We're going to talk about this breakthrough in strategies to help your kitchen, which should be the cleanest home in your house. We're going to help you make it even cleaner and share these strategies with you so that you can make it the healthiest hub of your house. But I'm going to ask you this. I do need your attention. So if you don't mind, I want to pretend like it's you and I just sitting down knee to knee having a consultation. I want you to pretend like you're paying the usual fees to have a consultation with us. If you can treat it like that, I greatly appreciate it. You got the best of me for the next hour or so. So I need you to turn off, Slack, shut down Facebook, put your phone on airplane mode. I'd love to have your undivided attention. Take notes. I'm going to give you a lot of good key points here. So who is this for? This presentation is for people who their ultimate goal is to have vitality. It is for people who are not looking for quick fixes. It's for people that they want to be able to manage their health themselves. It's for moms that want the best for their kids. Or in this picture here, this is my granddaughter, for granddads who want the best thing for their grandparents or for their grandchildren. And the cool thing is what I'm going to teach you tonight really applies to any diet regimen you're on. So even if you're on, our weight loss program, that's awesome. If you're on someone else's program, that's great too. But it is going to fit any diet regimen that you want to do, whether that's paleo, keto, whatever. This all fits, and it's all going to help. So this is a great question that I got the other day on one of my YouTube videos, which, by the way, this YouTube video is part of the course. It's a bonus that I did for the course. I posted it to YouTube so I could send it to y'all. I posted it on my social media not too long ago. But this person at Dime4026 asked me, who are you and why should your opinion matter to me, coming from someone who won't even share their name online? But here's who I am. Here's why I'm qualified to teach this. Local News 8, we did some specials on Local News 8. That's me preaching there. I've been a chiropractor for the last 18 years. I have focused in on functional medicine, functional neurology, nutrition. I've taught courses to patients. I've taught courses to doctors and the general public. I came across this old video this is me. This video is 2000, or excuse me, it is 15 years ago. I think this is the first YouTube video that I ever did. And hopefully I don't look as constipated tonight as I do in that video, because we tried to watch it and it is, oh man, it's rough. But anyway, I'll send it to you because I think it's funny. So experience, education is all what qualifies me. We do have a whole bunch of people that we've helped lose a ton of weight, get over some pretty nasty chronic diseases, and we'll be sharing some of those stories tonight. So what I want you to ask yourself is, imagine where you can be 6 months from now if you start changing where we are right now. And I love this quote from Blair Warren: people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, or help them throw rocks at their enemies. Okay? When you start applying these changes, people around you are going to start to think it's weird. They're going to start to think you're crunchy or whatever. But the bottom line is, you start to apply these changes. You're not going to notice anything overnight, but 6 months from now, you could have a massive shift in your energy, your overall well-being, just by applying what we teach you. So that's what we're going to talk about in this webinar. So let's get into it. There are some other ways that I've tried to do this to get the information from me to you. We've tried doing like in-class workshops, and it seems like the people who would actually come to those, the number of people that would come started dropping off. So I was kind of banging my head on the wall, like, I've got all this stuff I want to share. How do I share it? Well, long story short, this is why we figured out the webinar part of this. So I'm going to introduce you to this whole concept of the Kitchen Detox Blueprint. This is a digital course that I have put together that's going to go into detail that we don't have time to go into tonight. I'm going to give you some stuff that's going to be life-changing for you, but the real detail, the nitty-gritty, is going to be in this course, which we will talk about at the end. Which, by the way, you do want to stick around to the end, because in the end, I'm going to give you access to a download that is a master shopping list that will have all of the things that are in the actual course. So the stuff we talked about tonight, that download, if you stick around with me till the end, I'm going to give you a website you go to. You can download right now, and it'll give you links to the stuff that it's on Amazon. Okay, so origin story. Where did this all come from? How did this all start? This picture right here that I put up, I am 21 years old in that picture. I am a missionary for my church. I'm in a little town called Livingston, Texas, and I got to be friends with that man right there. His name is Dr. Jay Workman. He is the one that really lit my fire when it came to becoming a chiropractor. So he was my inspiration. And when I got into chiropractic school, I found out that there's all these all these specialties, that it didn't necessarily mean that I was just going to be a chiropractor cracking bones, that there was actually things that you can do with nutrition, with neurology. So really, though, Jay was the one who started it all. And that's where this video comes in. This video is 2009. So this is approximately 10 years after. So I would be 31 in that picture. 10 years later, had all these letters after my name because of the neurology education that I had. That led to this, which is really interesting, because that previous picture of me on YouTube looking so fly, I didn't know it at the time, but I found out like a week after we recorded that video that I actually had stage 3 testicular cancer going through my body. And so this is the picture that you see here. That's actually me on my last day of chemotherapy. And this was one of the pivotal moments of my life. And it's like, okay, we've got to do something different here. What can we do with nutrition? What can we do with neurology to make this all fit? And to lighten the mood, I put this picture in here. This is my first haircut after chemotherapy, when my hair started to come back. It came back super curly. Yes, that is a pick in my hair. I just put that in there because I just think it's a funny picture. Came back darker, came back super thick and curly. So that led me to getting more education, diving deeper into this whole like neurometabolic thing. This is me in Florida on stage teaching a group of about 100 doctors. This is actually me with another group, about 30 doctors, teaching my own course. So I was teaching everything that I learned, applying it in the clinic, helping a ton of people along the way. That couple there in the middle actually came from Britain because they heard about the neuropathy course I was teaching. Then everything shifted when I met this girl right here. Kim and I went to the same gym together. And when we met, she was talking about how she felt at night, like how she felt run down. Her ankles would actually swell. That's actually a picture of her ankle right there. So she'd go through these things where she'd get headaches, fatigue, etc. Her ankles would balloon up. And she just thought it was a normal thing for a single mom with 4 kids to be just running her energy down. But she would post on social media, and this is actually a social media post that I took this picture from. That's her and her mom. And they'd go to these places and have breakfast. And she has this whole post about the egg souffle at Panera Bread and how much she loved that egg souffle. Well, I'm looking at this going, okay, you've got a chronic disease. She has lupus. You get this swelling, and you're eating all this food that are known triggers. So I issued her a challenge, and I gave her the diet program that I had at that time. And within 2 weeks, her migraines were gone. The swelling in her legs were gone. In fact, I bet there's people out there that would actually call what she had lymphedema. But we got her off of gluten. We got her cleaned up her diet, and this is the result. And the end result was actually this. We ended up getting married on top of the mountain there in Jackson Hole. It was 28 degrees, 6 inches of snow. At the bottom of the mountain, it was 60 something, and it was raining. But anyway, one thing leads to another, and here we are. In this picture is actually taken in Mexico about 2 years ago, but here we are 7 years later, and still building and preaching and helping people understand what changes to make to help with these chronic diseases. Otherwise, with lupus, Kim would have been stuck with just taking medications for the rest of her life, and she would have become one of those statistics of things that the medical world just flat out can't help with. That led to this individual. This is one of our dear neighbors. We absolutely love Angelique. If you know Angelique, you need to thank her, because really this was the inspiration behind this kitchen detox. Angelique's got 4 little kids. She wants to do the best for her family. So she kept calling and texting us, and understand she's our friend, so she can call us, text anytime she wants, and asking us all these questions about what do we have here in our kitchen, what does she need to buy, what can she do. And so she literally sent me, I texted her, I said, look, I want to build a course. And if I build this course, what questions do you want me to answer for you? And as a result of that, I had about 15 minutes of voice to text from Angelique. I took scrupulous notes, wrote down, and because of Angelique, that's what brought on this. So if you meet her, if you know her, make sure you say thanks. So with this course, this is what I wanted to accomplish. Number one, it needed to be simple. I have a friend of mine in California, very, very, very sharp doctor. His certification's below my mind, and he is just brilliant when it comes to laser therapy. Him and I get talking back and forth, and he starts going down this. Anyway, the joke between us is that I'm a caveman, and he's not, and so he calls me a caveman every time I talk to him, every time I'm close to his thing. So that's why the caveman's there, because I needed simple. Yes, there's big complex pathways, and there's research articles and all this stuff that we could pile into here, but I just wanted to make it simple, to keep it in caveman terms. I needed a program that just focused on just the kitchen. We're not talking about diet. We're not talking about food tonight in the webinar, but we do get a little bit into it in the program itself. But the whole thing for me was just keep it simple. And I kept hitting a wall because everything just was costly and the complexity of it. So we just really worked hard just to narrow it down to make it as simple as we possibly can. And a lot of that was for me. A lot of that was for Angelique. But what came from this was the Kitchen Detox program, the Kitchen Detox Blueprint, excuse me. So here's the problem. The struggle's real. We are so inundated with marketing, with you Google things and you can't really trust what you see. You can go out, you can literally take any topic you want and start looking at research articles on it. And you can find research from both sides of the fence on this. Okay? And unfortunately, we allow this to happen when it comes to research. We allow companies to fund research, to own the data, to manipulate the data. It happens all the time. And the one I want to point out is with canola oil. There's actually studies out there that say that canola oil is good for heart health. But if you dig deep enough, you'll find out that they were sponsored by the American Heart Association, which gets their money from the people who make the drugs. This is the problem we have. So this is an actual Google that I did about Teflon, about nonstick cookware. And it says today's nonstick and Teflon cookware is considered safe for everyday home cooking as long as temperatures do not exceed 500 degrees. But if you look a little bit deeper, like Google Teflon flu, which they claim that Teflon doesn't have PFOAs anymore, but I just don't trust them. But if you Google Teflon flu, you'll start to find out that it doesn't take 500 degrees. It takes scratches and scuffs. And anyway, you're safer just to get rid of that stuff. But this is the information you find on the internet when you don't really know what you're looking for. So again, I'm reiterating, the struggle is real. But the result, this makes me actually pretty sad. Okay? On the left side of your screen, is a chart of US fertility rates. And on the right side is a chart of developmental disorders in the United States. Okay, so looking at the fertility rates, look what's happened since 1960-ish. Okay, there was a big drop between 1920 down to 1940, and all of a sudden 1960 shot way up. That's the whole baby boomer thing, right? But look what's happened to fertility since then. It's dropped way down, and it continues to go down. But we're not asking the right questions as to why. If you dig into the course, you'll start realizing that a lot of the chemicals that are surrounding us in our kitchens, that we're putting our food in, that we're cooking our food, and that eating our food with, contain the very chemicals that cause this stuff, not to mention the effects of the standard American diet, which I'll talk about here in a second. Autism spectrum disorder and ADHD you also should be scratching your head. Look at 1980, almost 0 cases. Then look all the way, percentages, all the way at 2020, and look what's happened to the percentages of cases. They have skyrocketed. Yes, well, actually, I can't say that because we don't know that there's more people, because look at what fertility rates have done. But these issues are taking off. And lo and behold, there are studies now that are showing microplastics in human testicles and in human uteruses. So our kids in utero are being exposed to some of the very chemicals that we talked about. And oh, by the way, this is what these issues are doing. Okay? This is the result of where we're at. This is the result of just being, what's the word I'm looking for? Ignorant to the issues at hand. And stuff like this is really why this motivates me and why I want to help with this. Okay? So type 2 diet, here's a list of the top 10 chronic diseases that are linked to the standard American diet. We're not talking about kitchen. We're actually just talking about what we eat, and just go down that list. Type 2 diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver, hypertension, metabolic syndrome, cancer, depression, anxiety, osteoporosis, chronic inflammation. You know, I heard another statistic that more people will die this year from suicide than have been killed in American wars combined. We have a mental health problem. There's a food component. There's a kitchen component. That's why we're sharing this, and why I want you to understand what I'm trying to teach you here tonight. So over 18 years, it's taken me 18 years of practice to put all this together. I discovered all this the hard way through our own research. We spent our own money. We bought products off the internet, off those stupid ads that you see to test them. We did it the hard way so that you don't have to. That's, hey, we're going to boil it right down for you. So let's launch into the 3 secrets, the 3 biggest impacts you can have when it comes to detoxifying your kitchen, detoxing your kitchen. Number 1 is you got to ditch your oils. Number 2, and we'll go into detail, I promise, you change your cookware and change your food storage. And then number 3 is to clean up your actual cleaners. There is a number 4. I'm spoiling it right now. I do have a surprise number 4 for you, but these are the top 3. Okay? So ditch your oils. This is a picture of my mom and me and my kids on a trip that wasn't that long ago. She lives in St. George, southern Utah. And I bring this up because when I'm down there, I've been trying to get her to make some changes, especially when it comes to her oils. Like there's always a can of Pam there. And she just, I would bang my head against the wall trying to get her to understand the changes that she needed to make. Well, fast forward to today, my mom is in the early stages of Alzheimer's, and we're frankly at the point that we're a little too late for her. She won't listen. She thinks she's healthy, and then she forgets to tell her. And it's just become this sad, like, demise that we've been watching. I don't want to go that road, so I'm going to work very hard to protect my own brain, and that's going to start with where to focus on your oils. So seed oils like canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, they have tons of omega-6 fatty acids in them. These are inflammation drivers. And my best advice for you is to just take them and throw them in the trash, and then replace them with oils that are avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, beef tallow, and butter or ghee if you don't have a dairy sensitivity, which that's a whole nother topic for another time. Hey, I have links to these for you. There's links to this little sprayer that you see on your screen. So instead of buying PAM in the aerosolized can, you can actually just buy one of these sprayers. I put mine away. And they're actually pretty amazing because you can pour with it, you can spray with it, and the oil lasts a lot longer. Yes, these are going to cost more money than the other oils, but the switch will be worth it. Your family won't even know that you've done this. Your grocery bill is not going to go up that much just by switching to better oils. It reminds me of COVID, when everybody was panicky buying cooking oils, going into the grocery store, and all the oils that you shouldn't consume. The shelves were absolutely empty. And what was left were these ones. Yeah, because they do cost a little more money. But you are worth putting more money into yourself. Hey, secret number 2 is let's focus in and honing on your cookware and on your food storage. This picture is literally me making a steak for our anniversary. Yes, I'm cooking it over a fire. That's in that's in the Tetons. To me, if I'm going to take a piece of cookware, I want to be able to use it for a lot of things, including cooking over a fire, because I just enjoy it. So for me, the most logical choice is going to be, getting rid of Teflon and using cast iron. The stuff is literally bulletproof, and if you season it correctly with avocado oil, which, hey, just dawned on me, we need to make a video of how to season your cast iron. So I'll add that to the program. But if you season it correctly, the stuff lasts forever. Someone asked me today, what about Gordon Ramsay? What's his new one called? Hexclad, I think. He has a new. They asked me about Hexclad. It's Hexclad. Honestly, I don't know. But it's expensive. Cast iron is not expensive. So I would choose cast iron daily. But you can actually swap, cast iron is an easy switch. There are some ceramic ones out there that are really good. There's some carbon steel ones that are out there that are really good. And you don't have to spend a ton of money. That's the cool thing. So in the shopping list that I'll give you at the end, you'll see these. You'll have links to the ones that I like. Glass cookware, you should stick to, as far as food storage is concerned, invest in cookware. It'll be worth it. And I see someone just probably asked a question. I promise I will get to your questions at the end. Just got to give me a little time to get through this, and I will give you time. Okay? So, and then secret number 3 is to clean up your cleaners. My opinion is the most toxic things that we're using are the things that we need to clean up that we use to clean up our homes. And there's tons and tons of brands out there to use. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time tonight just going through each one because I've done that in the course. But I will tell you, like what you see on there, there's Branch Basics. There's, gosh, I can't remember what that one's called. I can't see the logo. The laundry detergent with the green lid. Seventh generation. Thank you. 7th generation. We actually use a lot of Melaleuca cleaning products just to keep the toxin levels down. We don't want fragrances. We don't want antibacterial stuff, with one exception. And the exception is sometimes you need antibacterial stuff when you have pets. I tell a story about that in the videos. But we use those things so infrequently. Everything else we use in the kitchen is we keep it as clean as possible using the brands that we like. Branch Basics, 7th generation, Melaleuca, Truly Free. Myers is a good one. I looked over there because there's Myers. There's Myers right there. But in the actual course, we go through all of them, give you some examples. But there is I'll give you this list at the end. Bonus secret is to filter your water. Okay. What you see on your screen is from Environmental Working Group, EWG.org. If you go to EWG.org, they have a water section where you can enter your zip code and you can see what is in your drinking water. I live in Ammon, Idaho, so I went in to their website and typed in our zip code, and lo and behold, look what is in our water. Keeping in mind, Safe levels and legal levels are two completely different things. Legal levels have not been updated in 20 years. Okay? This is what's in our water, 191 times the safe limit of arsenic, 24 times the safe limit of chromium, 16 times the safe limit of nitrate, which if you're on a well and you're in farmlands, nitrates are going to be way higher. 18 times more nitrate and nitrite, 28 times more radium, and three and a half times more uranium. So yes, these are going to occur naturally in nature, but they're in our drinking water. The point is, if you don't filter your water, you become the filter. Okay? Now, in the shopping list, you're going to see there's some very, very simple ones. Right? Our fridge is a Whirlpool, and it actually has a semi-decent filter in it. So I trust our ice cubes. We don't drink a ton of water out of there. We actually have a little bit more expensive filter, like you see at the bottom here, the Alcavia. We have a system like that in the other room that purifies the water even more. Plus, it adds some dissolved hydrogen. All that hype you hear about dissolved hydrogen is actually true. So we drink it on occasion. But my point is this. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Like the Brita filters, the pure filters, they're adequate, but they're not great. Spend a little more money, get a great filter. It's worth it. What's the brand that we give to the college kids? Forgot to put Clearly Filtered is a brand that we use that I did not put on my shopping list that I will. That you can actually get a subscription to Clearly Filtered, and they send you a new cartridge so the kids at college can use it. But please filter your water so you don't become the filter. That will make a huge difference for you. Now, I want you to remember, the doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. That's what I'm trying to share with you tonight. That's from Thomas Edison. So recapping the 3 secrets. Number 1 is ditch your oils. We want to stick to extra virgin olive oil, which, by the way, extra virgin just means that it was cold pressed. There's no heating in the process of processing it. Okay? Avocado oil, coconut oil, butter and ghee, and beef tallow. Switch to those oils immediately. Number 2 was to change your cookware and food storage. Probably ought to have a drink. Just water, by the way. Just relax. Hey, go for cast iron, go for ceramic, go for glass. Secret number 3 is to clean up your cleaners. Start using the non-toxic stuff, and you can literally get that stuff at any grocery store now. Target actually has a great selection of clean cleaners that you can use. And what's the app that we use for cleaners? So there's a couple apps. One of them's Think Dirty, one of them's Yuka. I'll email those out when I send the recording this out so you have them. You can literally scan them with these apps while you're in the store. Scan the barcode, it'll tell you what's in them. Or you just go to the shopping list and you can see for yourself. And number 4, which I did not put in this list, is to filter your water. So I love this meme. Drug companies watching you eat fake food during a game they paid for and fixed. I did this last year during football season because I can just see them, watching you watch all those ads, kind of licking their chops because they're going to keep you as a customer. And we don't want to do that. Remember, we want to stay off of those graphs. We want to change the trajectory of those graphs. So with your permission, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit more about this Kitchen Detox Blueprint. I think you're going to be very excited about how much is in here, how much value there is, and how little we are charging for it. So here's what you're going to get when you invest in yourself today with this program. This came to me when I was actually teaching a nutrition course at one of the local CrossFit gyms. We taught the course, and then we started having all these moms ask us questions. But what I want you to be able to do is I want you to take control of your health by eliminating those toxins. Protect your loved ones. Do this for your family. You're going to save time and money because we've already done the homework and the footwork for you. I want you to feel confident and empowered that when you serve something to your family, you're serving the cleanest thing that you possibly can and create lasting change. Because when you create that change inside of you, you're going to pass that on to their kids. They're going to learn good habits. And then what that's going to do is going to transform your health without being overwhelmed. And it's going to do it for generations. So there it goes. Here are the massive changes that you can make. Getting rid of those unhealthy cookie oils, getting off of non-toxic cookware, getting away from those plastic containers. You're going to actually learn how to avoid sugary foods and what to replace them with. You'll learn a little bit more about chemical cleaning products, contaminated water. I'm going to give you a list of convenience foods and what to replace them with. There's a whole section in the course about that. Harmful condiments and spices. They're not as passive as you think you are when you don't have the right ones. And then utensils can be a source of toxin. All this is actually solved for you, so you don't have to go through what this lady's going through when you're scrolling through your phone and you're seeing all these ads making all these claims. We're filtered all that for you. So we've already spent the time, we've already spent the money, which means that's going to save you both, because this is what we're going to give you. Hey, right now, inside of that course, there's 12 videos. That number is going up. Hey, there are courses that we haven't, or there are videos that we haven't recorded yet that we're going to add to there. We have at least 3 on our list right now. Plus, when you go to the course, you'll see that there's one that is missing. That's because we recorded it. Our son recorded it, and he is on a cruise right now in the Mediterranean. So I'm not going to be able to get that video to you before Thanksgiving. But 12 and counting, there's going to be more. We're going to give you a course on video. We're going to go through what's in our fridge and our freezer. That's all going in there. Okay. There's a ton of value in that. To me, that's about $495 worth of value. Okay. So what else do you need to have this be successful? Well, my thought was, I want to give you information that you can download and print and stick in a binder, so that you have this manual. If you do this correctly, you get a 3-ring binder, print all of the downloads that are in here, and it's going to wear your printer out. There's so many in there. Free-hole punch them, stick them in a binder. That barcode that you see there, I'm giving you that as a download, so that when you want the shopping list, you scan that barcode, it takes you right to the shopping list, and you have all the links. That makes it as easy as I can on you. Okay. A little story: when I launched this, when I pre-launched this to a couple of my friends, we got some awesome feedback because of this. I love this one from Dr. Midge. She's a pediatric endocrinologist. This is a screenshot of her message when I sent this to you. She says, I think this is a really great value. A steal for all the information you're providing. I'm on the sugar module right now, and it's fantastic. Okay. So when you have this binder put together, you have quick references for what to buy, what pans to use, how to store your leftovers, how to find your recipes, how to feed your hungry wolves. We used to call the kids around here wolves, and tons more. In fact, one of the videos that we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to take a recipe, like go to your favorite recipe and how to make the changes to actually make it better for you, so you're using the right stuff. That's all going to be in there. If you print that, stick it in the manual, that'll be awesome. Angeli, who I told you, give her credit for this course. I sent it to her first as soon as I had it somewhat in a presentable fashion, and her exact words to me were, "This is freaking amazing." And then, oh my heck, you just said my name, because yes, I mentioned her in the videos too. I love that. But you're probably thinking, will these changes make a difference in your health? Yes, they're going to. Like I said before, it's not going to be overnight, but they're going to make a difference. So back to what you're going to get. The 12 accounting videos, the Kitchen Detox Printable Manual is $149 value, takes it up $644. What else do you need? How else can we make this successful for you? Give you the master shopping list. Okay, even though the master shopping list, I'm going to give it to you tonight. And even if you don't buy the course, you're going to go to the website. There'll be a big blue box at the top where you can go to it immediately. Okay, that master shopping list, Angeli actually loved it. Tonight, before I pushed go, I got another text from her because some of the products showed up to her house today. She was super excited about that, just because you know exactly what to buy. So adding that in there, $99 value takes it up $743. Okay. Remember this post or this page about what's happening to fertility and about all these childhood developmental disorders? I'm trying to teach you how to fight back against this. Okay? And getting rid of the toxins is one thing. That's a big help. One of the other big parts of this is mastering blood sugar. I want you to understand because I think one of the most important things that you can do for your own health is learn how to master and regulate your own blood sugar. Hey, learn how to read the labs, learn what foods to eat and activities to do to keep your blood sugar levels from spiking, because that's going to bring you a ton of value. I'm putting this course in there as well. So when you buy the kitchen course, you're going to get the blood sugar mastery course. Everything that's inside of that is there's literally 21 short videos. Take 21 days and just go video one by one. There's downloads so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can put that in your binder as well, because that's going to help you. We're including that. Hey, so that's a $495 value. We're up to almost $1,200, a little over $1,200 in value. I'm also putting in here, because I want to go into food with this course, but I don't want to go into food because I want to stick at the kitchen. So I just put in our 14-day Paleo Nutrition Bootcamp. It's in there as well. You literally go through 14 days of teaching you the paleo principles. Okay? Eating food that was not available 100 years ago. That way we avoid all the toxic crap that's in there. There's 14 videos in this. There's downloads, there's meal plans, there's recipes already built into there. So that's a ton of information in there. That adds another $495 of value. Plus, I'm going to give you access to our Facebook groups and our private circle group. So you always have contact with us. You can always ask questions and get support from others that are part of this. So everything is a total value of about $1,700. But if all we did was gave you peace of mind, and you had that you were doing the best for your family, is that worth it to you? If all we did was help you create a healthier home environment for your family, free from these chemicals, again, so you have that peace of mind, is that worth it? If we give you a step-by-step plan that makes detoxifying your kitchen simple, stress-free, is it worth it? Okay, if I had two choices, here's the two choices. Number one, you do nothing. You keep using the same stuff, and the definition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, okay, that's the definition of insanity. Second option, if you make the decision to do this blueprint, it's going to make a huge difference for you. Remember, the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States is actually medical bills. So you want to lower your medical bills, you've got to do the work. No one else is going to, your doctor's not going to teach you this stuff because they don't understand. That's why you got to come to guys like me, because this is what we do. Okay? But this isn't a cost. Just think of it this way. It's not a cost, it's an investment, and it's a lot smaller investment than what you actually think it is. Because if you want access to the course, everything that I just talked about, you can get it for $37. Seriously. Okay? Everything that we just went through, over $1,700 of value, $37. Okay? So what you need to do is open a new tab and go to this bradywyrick.com. That is spelled wrong. I spelled my own last name wrong. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you have it. That's hilarious. Oops. And Alex asking me if the slides are available later. Yes, they will be. Let me put the this in here. It's WIRICK.com/kitchen. That's hilarious. Okay. If you go to that website that I just posted in the chat, open a new tab, go to that website. Even if you don't want to take me up on this and don't want to buy the course, that will make it so that, oh, whoops, I just sent you a direct message, Alex. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I am on fire tonight. This is where you're going to go and, how do I get this off of a direct message? I will figure that out. Hopefully someone else will ask me a question that's not a direct message, and then that way I can put it in the chat. Meeting group chat. There we go. All right. Here is the actual link. So open a new tab, go to that link. Forget the fact that I just spelled my own name wrong. And you can go get that right now. That's what the website looks like. You can see that big blue box at the top. You can download. If you hit that blue box, it'll open another tab where the shopping list will be, so you can have that. But anyway, there it is for you for $37. So now you have two options. You can do nothing, or you can make that small investment in yourself. But if you do it, please promise me that you're going to take the time to go through it, because what I share with you in there is life-changing. So on top of everything else, if you go and you buy the program and you get in there and you think it's not for you, just message me. I have no problems at all just giving your money back. That's my guarantee. If you don't like it, just shoot me a message. We'll refund that to you. That way there's no risk for you. Remember, you're getting 12 videos and counting. You're getting that printable manual. You're getting the master shopping list. You're getting the blood sugar mastery course. You're getting the 14-day Paleo Bootcamp. Literally, the ink that you're going to use for your printer is going to cost more than this program. Total value $17.33, but right now $37. So I don't see any other questions that have popped up. And there's a photo that I didn't replace that I need to fix, and I need to fix the link. So unless anybody has any other questions, I am said everything I was going to say. I'll stick around for just a second, and if anything pops up, awesome. Awkward silence. Kim, do you have any questions? What would you ask if you were?
Will you give me a specific brand?
Yes. So Kim just asked me, will you give me specific brand names? Absolutely. In fact, in the shopping list, when you click on those links, they go to specific products on Amazon. You can buy them and have them sent to your house. And a lot of them with Prime, you can get them, what is today? Wednesday? Have them by Friday. Okay. I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I am going to go have dinner.